First Fortnight is back for its fourth year, would you believe? We're joined in the studio by the organiser JP Swaine and Aaron Smyth from VANN Music. Hello, lads.
Hello.
Hello. You're very welcome. Aaron, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
It was a good while ago. JP, I think it's the first time we've had John.
It's the first time I've been in here, yeah.
First Fortnight, initially, tell us how it began and how big it's become in 4 years.
It began, strangely, I suppose, as actually my 30th birthday party, believe it or not. I'm working mental health, I'm a mental health professional. The other co-founder is not with us today, is Dave Keegan. And we used to live together, and we're housemates, and we just ran this fundraiser in kind of like January 2010 for mental health and homelessness. And it went from there. We set up the concept of it being the first 2 weeks of the year because that was kind of something that came out of my work, noticing that was a particularly difficult time around mental health problems. Yeah. And
it happened to be your birthday at the time.
And it happened to be my birthday's still on the 13th of January. But basically the outcome of that was my birthday got deleted from the annals of time. I no longer ever have one again. And the organisation First Fortnight came out of that. A lot of people really enjoyed that time of year, really kind of connected with the issues that time of year. So at that stage we actually formed the charity, formed a board, and started working with Amnesty International, Sea Change, Mental Health Reform, spun out, people like this, and that's where the First Fortnight charity kind of began. And every year since then, now we've made the first 2 weeks of every year synonymous with mental health and arts.
So what do you do? I mean, where does the partnership, how does it come about between the arts and mental health and raising awareness about mental health issues?
Well, without to get too deep and philosophical about it, I suppose.
No, we get deep and philosophical. There's no problem. Yeah, we can deal with that. Yeah,
get me inner hippie out.
I'm a mental health professional, and I'm kind of that's a slightly medical system at times. You know, I mean, I'm a social worker and a psychotherapist, so I'm a little bit.
Do you work for the HSE?
Yeah, I work in mental health homelessness. It's a health specialist kind of area in the city centre. So, and within all of that, I suppose there's this idea that mental health is something that's associated very much with the medical world. But my view has always been that actually kind of our soul and our mental health, our understanding of ourselves is actually something that originally comes from the arts. You know, we actually understand ourselves more through poetry and literature and music than we've ever understood ourselves through medicine and science. And I think that was kind of where we felt that there was a connection between putting on arts events, exhibitions, poetry readings, gigs, through theatre, that actually there was a way that people could reconnect with an idea of their attitude towards mental health.
It's expression, isn't it, as well? It's a form of expression.
I suppose there's a part of it, it's all that like shared enjoyment of something, plus, dancing even, it's, expressing yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not something that's just belonged to one field or one limited area, and that ultimately our mental health is our mental health. It's a societal thing, it's a collective thing.
In a medical context, mental health is clinical, and it has to be because it's the professional field. Whereas in the arts, as you say, everything from books to poetry, as Keith said, to dance, it can be addressed in a way that has more empathy and has more humanity.
And I think our core mission is that we challenge prejudicial attitudes to mental health and those who experience mental health problems. So a core part of that is that the arts helps us, I think, hold a mirror up to ourselves and look at how good we are and how bad we are. And I think artists do that better than most people in society, and we've had nothing but positive experiences from artists who've come forward and done really dynamic and creative things for First Fortnight, and they're still doing it. We've so much more to come.
So it's part awareness, but it's also part people getting together and giving people a reason to come out and to go to stuff and to maybe chat as well, and part fundraiser. Is it all those things?
It's all those things. Yeah, I mean, it's all those things. It's part fundraiser. It's very much a kind of a social exercise. I mean, one of our key partners are Sea Change, and we're very much at one with them. And their tagline is around kind of changing attitudes to mental health, one conversation at a time. And we see ourselves very much in line with that. We just use arts events as the jumping off points for those conversations. So we don't dictate what people talk about, how they talk about it, what language they use. We let them kind of explore that themselves, but we give the reason, give the context.
One of the musical highlights will be VANN Music, which is January 11th. Aaron is here from VANN Music. How's it going?
Good morning. Hi.
Where is the gig on the 11th?
It's in the Button Factory.
Okay, in the Button Factory. Things have been going really well. It's been a great year. 2013.
It's been fantastic. Yeah, it's been a really good year.
This time last year, if someone had said, well, this is what's going to happen, would you have taken it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then some. Good. I wouldn't have believed it.
Really?
Yeah.
A lot of festivals, lots of radio play.
Yeah.
things are on the up for the band. What does 2014 have in store?
Our first stop will be First Fortnight again. We started last year. Actually, our second show was in January last year at First Fortnight.
Your second ever show?
Yeah.
No way.
VANN Music's second show was in January, First Fortnight. Got in touch with JP and we got added to the bill. The bill, yeah. Kind of last minute, and we opened the gig up, and it just went from there. It was an unbelievable. It was a great springboard for us. Like we got a good review. We got a couple of good reviews out of it, and things just
very hard to believe that you're not even a year.
Yeah.
Playing live music.
Yeah. So it kind of went from there. So I think I know VANN Music are indebted to First Fortnight, and that's why we jumped at the chance when we were invited back for 2014.
That you'd want to be
absolutely,
happy enough to support it. Yeah, of course. Well, absolutely. I think, and also, I mean, the thing about it is that mental health issues, if it doesn't affect someone directly in their family, then they know someone who is affected by it. I mean, it's it's getting a lot more attention now in the past 24 months, I'd say, than before. But still, I would think there's a long way to go in taking away the stigma and
absolutely,
making sure people look after themselves.
I think attitudes are changing. Like it's more in the more in the media now. Like last year, there was a big spread in the Irish Times and the ticket about it, and I think people are recognising it a lot more. I suppose employers, media, that all right, this is actually this is something that lives. As you said, if it's not yourself, it's a friend or it's someone in your family, and that I think it should be recognised and I suppose helped and brought to the fore. And I think First Fortnight is a great platform for both people to come out and experience the shows, the plays, the art. But then there'll be artists there as well who might feel mental health issues or mightn't feel great all the time, and it's great for them to go and express themselves in a way that's, I suppose, there's no stigma attached because it's a whole festival.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, I even saw recently a tweet from a punter or whatever aimed at a celebrity who had mental health issues, and they were kind of saying depression is just a made up thing. Cop on. It's just it's an excuse or whatever. And there is a huge amount of ignorance out there, isn't it? And like, there's no one to blame, but it's important that we kind of go, look, lads, this is for real. This is as real as a broken arm, or is it?
Yeah. There's something really ugly and lovely going on at the moment with social media and online forums and things like that. I think we're getting an insight into people's innermost, darkest thoughts, and something which is dreadful that they think it's okay to pour these things out publicly. But at the same time, it's kind of good in a way that we get to see actually some of the odd way people can think about things. The very odd kind of attitudes that people can harbour really deep within them about their attitudes to someone with a mental health problem, or their attitudes to their own possibility of having a mental health problem, the shame that people can have inside themselves. I mean, I got through the journal or broadsheet, and sometimes you're spitting venom looking at the comments from people, but at the same time,
at the comments.
But at the same time, I do look at the comments because I think it's good to know what's in people's heads.
But I would argue that those comments section is a small group of people who are very bitter, very resentful. They don't represent. I believe they don't represent the majority of people.
I think you're absolutely right, but nonetheless. Isn't it interesting that
these thoughts
you could walk around in the world happily with a notion in your head that no one thinks this way, but yet someone does?
I think there's bravado when they're on a keyboard and they're anonymous, and that they'll just say that to be shocking for shock value. That's what I like to think anyway. But I like the main thing is that people support First Fortnight. One of the questions I want to ask: do you need people to get involved to help and in administration, or just go along?
Well, both. Yeah,
okay.
I mean, the new website's going to launch on Thursday, so all of the events will be up for sale on Thursday. So you can anything we have on offer, you can buy a ticket for on Thursday. So so that's great. So definitely, there's a lot for people to get excited about. But there will be a volunteer button on that side as well. We need hundreds of volunteers to make this happen. Like, we're all volunteers.
What do you want people to be able to do?
If you can just give us 2 hours, help us, sell T-shirts at one of the events, or hand out some brochures or flyers. That's great. We one of the big things that's going to be happening this year is an English artist called Stuart Semple, and he was over with us last year, and he's coming back with one of his exhibitions this year, and it's called The Happy Clouds. So this is all going to be happening outdoors, so in like 7 locations around the city, and we're actually going to Cavan as well. There's this machine that creates basically smiley faces that are made out of helium and vegetable substances, so they're actually clouds in the shape of smiley
Okay.
faces, and they'll
Right.
just float off into the sky, you
That's
know, and,
brilliant.
you know, it's just a public art kind of exhibition. People will interact with it, see these, be heading to work, coming home, you know, walking somewhere at lunchtime, and then just see a smiley
great.
cloud just come 100
They'll be
feet
ringing, they'll
across
be
the
on to
sky.
Joe, don't they?
Absolutely. No,
There was an
absolutely.
alien joke.
Absolutely, yeah.
JP, thanks a million for coming in. Facebook.com / first fortnight. The very best of luck with it.
Thanks so much for
Starting
having
this
us in.
Thursday. And Aaron, great to see you again.
Thank
Come
you
in
very
again
much.
soon for an old session. We get a
Yeah.
few songs belted out.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play Life in Real Time. Good luck in 2014.
Thank you very much.
January 11th at the Button Factory.
Absolutely.